Okay, welcome to today's tutorial on how to make charts in Excel. For this participation project, you're going to download, extract, and open the housing.xlsx file that we've been using, and we're going to start working in the home values sheet, and we're going to make a clustered column chart. So whenever you have your data selected and you want to make a chart, you're going to go up here to the Insert tab on the ribbon, and you're going to use this Recommended Charts button every single time because it's going to give you the best possible solution without having to modify your data very much at all. So we need to get cells A3 through A54, and we need another range of cells as well, which is from G3 to G54. But if you just try and select it right now, it'll only select the column from G. So you need to hold the control button down on your keyboard, and you're going to start selecting from G3 all the way down to G54, just like you would select any other group of cells. And that's how you select a non-contiguous cell range. So then we're going to go up to recommended charts, and we're going to be making a clustered column chart. So if you click on these different options that they're providing for you, you can see the names up here. So you never get confused as to which one you have. And we're going to be using a clustered column chart for this one, which looks like this. So it should be the third one going down. We're going to say OK. And then we're just going to move this down and place it between cells C57, which is about right there, and L77. So 77 is right over here, so it's going to go basically down to where that home pricing is and 77. So to keep the um, other dimensions like the aspect ratio the same of the actual chart itself, you're going to hold Shift down while you drag the corner of the chart. And then we're just going to widen it a little bit as well until we hit the edge of L77. Now we need to specify chart and axis titles and format the vertical value as a currency with 2 decimal places. So the way we add titles and trend lines and all kinds of other things is we use this green plus symbol right there. And we're going to add axis titles. And we have a chart title right now, so we don't need to add anything else at that time. So this is going to be the states. And if we expand this a little bit more, we'll see that more of the states show up. Before we didn't have quite 50 states. So this will be home values. And the title is just going to be something that makes sense, like home values by state. Then to format the vertical axis right here, we're going to double click on it, and this property sheet should come up. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on this number dropdown, and we're going to make sure that it's currency with 2 decimal places. So instead of a 0, that will be a 2. And we hit enter. And as you can see now, we have the cents displayed as well. So that concludes. Okay, for the next chart that we're going to make, we're going to use the homes sheet. So we're going to grab cells A3 through A4, which is that column all the way down to Wyoming. And then we're going to hold control and grab everything from where it says 2010, which is G3, down to G54, which is also Wyoming. We're going to insert recommended charts. We're going to go to all charts this time, pie chart, pi of a pi, and we're going to say OK. We're going to move this to a new sheet by right-clicking on the white space of the chart and selecting Move Chart. And we're going to call this new sheet the Homes chart. And we're going to make sure that this radio button is filled in so it's going on a new sheet. And OK. Now we need to do a little formatting. So we're going to click this chart elements green plus sign again. And we're going to deselect the legend. And we're going to add data labels. And we're going to click on this little arrow pointing to the right. And we're going to go more options. And then we're going to select this mini silhouette chart button. And we're going to go with label options. And we're going to get the category name as well. Then what we're going to do is we're going to double click on the chart. And we're going to split the series by percentage value. And it's going to be values less than 2%. So this is what your chart will look like by the time you're finished. And then we're just going to make sure that we need to do one more thing, which is specifying a chart title. And we're just going to call this one Homes by State. And that's it for the pi of a pie chart. For the next step, we're going to make a 2D line chart using the values from the home sheet. So we're going to start off with cell A3. Then we're going to hold control down while we select C3 all the way over to G3, which is 2010. And then we're going to hold release control and then hold it down again and grab the total, which is A55, release control, and then hold it again to grab the values for the total rows from these years. So from 1970 all the way over to 2010. And then we're going to insert recommended charts, all charts, line. We're going to get this chart and we need to make a modification. So you may see this on homework or a test or another participation project that you're working on, and you'll see that you don't have a line, but you have all of these years displayed below here. So what you need to do is you need to click on this chart filters button right here. It looks like a little gray funnel. And you're going to go to this link right here that says select data. And we're going to switch the row and column. and we're going to say OK. Now we are going to move this chart to a new sheet called Homes by Year chart. So I'm just going to copy and paste that from the instructions. So I'm going to right click over the white space of the chart, and I'm going to select Move Chart to a new sheet, and I'm going to just hit Control V and paste the Homes by Year chart that I copied from the instructions for the title. Now we need to make a few more modifications to this. So we need to ensure the years are shown as labels for the horizontal axis, and we need to specify the chart and axis titles and add minor grid lines to the vertical axis. So we already have a title up here, and we're going to call this Homes by Year. And then we're going to also add axis titles. So down below here, this is going to be year, and this one will be number of homes. And then we also need to add minor grid lines. So we're going to go over here to the grid lines in the chart elements and click the arrow that's pointing to the right. And we're going to also grab the primary minor vertical. And that's it for that. So for part B, we need to add a trend line to this graph. So we're going to select the graph as a whole by clicking on the white space up here. We're going to click on the chart elements button, and we're going to head over to the trend line, and we're going to click this black arrow pointing to the right, and we're going to select more options. We're going to head over to the trend line options, and we're going to click on display R squared value on chart, which is right there. So the R squared value is a measure of how closely correlated two things are. So we want this number to be as close to 1 or -1 as possible, with +1 indicating a positive correlation. Two things either increase together or decrease together, or -1 meaning when one set of values for one variable goes up, another goes down. So we're going to select the trend line that is closest to 1.0, and you're going to do that by going down through each of these trend line options, and selecting the one that is closest. So this one is 0.9983, and our linear one was 0.9947. So the polynomial one is looking like the best so far. And we can't do moving average. So we're going to go with the polynomial one. And we also want to project forward 5 periods. So this is through the year 2060. So we're going to go down here in the forecast section, and we're going to enter 5 periods and hit enter. And this is what that looks like. So each period is based on the number of years of your horizontal axis that you have right here. So each of uh, these points on the horizontal axis is a measure of 10 years. So to project out to 2060, we would need another 5 more of these points on the horizontal axis. All right, our next step is to make sparklines in the total values sheet. So we're going to head over to the total value sheet, go all the way over to column J, and you're going to select cell J4. You're going to go to the Insert tab of the ribbon and head over to the sparkline section. We want to make a line sparkline, so we're going to click on that option right there. And the data range we're going to be making the sparkline with is going to be columns C through G. So we're going to select those, hit that blue and white button, and say OK. And then we're just going to autofill these sparklines going all the way down to row 54. And that's it.